people in the world are walking, talking, reading, driving, and most of all, eating. Where do we find all categories of foods? Fruits, beef, veggies, dairy, a store. What if there wasn't any food at the store? Where would you get your food? Would you have to make time to make your own food? Would you know how to grow your own food? People in the world need to recognize that food doesn't magically appear in the stores. They need to start giving credit to the farmers and ranchers who make it possible for us to walk into the store and purchase food. This year is 2014, and there are around 7 billion people in the world. The Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam, wrote in his 2013 article called Agriculture Feeds the World that by 2050 we'll have 2 billion more, as the world's population is expected to surpass 9 billion. In order to feed this growing population, the world's farmers would have to increase food production by 70%. Today there are already 805 million people in the world who don't get enough to eat. And with the expected population increase, we need to find a way to increase food production also. The webpage Farmers Feeding the World states, more people die from hunger every year than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. 21,000 people die every day because of hunger or hunger-related problems. A person every 4 seconds is dying of hunger, which is over 7 times the number of people in my hometown dying every day. Hopefully this data and this speech will help you understand the severity of hunger and what the world needs. In my speech, I will talk about the Food and Agriculture Organization, otherwise known as FAO, cooperatives and how they help the world, and what we can do to help the hungry. I've lived on a ranch my whole life. My family and many other ranchers around us tried hard to provide food and support for our community. What can you do to help your community? America's farmers provide food all over the world, and working together we can do even more. Why should we start now? Hunger is today's problem, not tomorrow's. Every day we wait, it gets worse. However, hunger is not the standalone problem. Hunger hinges on 2 things: poverty and society's lack of job opportunities. How can we help employ and feed more people? What can we do to improve today and change what is predicted for tomorrow? There are many foundations that try to help with poverty, and I will mention quite a few throughout my speech, but the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is one of the major organizations that strive to help the hunger. Their webpage states that FAO's 3 main goals are the eradication of hunger, food insecurity and malnutrition, the elimination of poverty, and the driving forward of economic and social progress for all, and the sustainable management and utilization of natural resources, including land, water, air, climate, and genetic resources for the benefit of present and future generations. FAO is present in over 130 countries. The FAO also states in April 2013, the Cooperation Framework Agreement between FAO and the regional commissions was formalized to strengthen joint work relating to agriculture and rural development, food and nutrition security, and sustainable management of natural resources, including land, water, and forests. One of the solutions posed by the FAO is to engage cooperatives as a means to solving this problem. A cooperative, as defined by the United States Department of Agriculture, are businesses owned and controlled by the people who use them. They are organized to improve bargaining power for farmers and ranchers, large or small, to reduce costs to individuals, obtain products or services that could be unavailable depending on income and numbers. Producer-owned and run cooperatives help the small and large stakeholders expand new and existing market opportunities and better access to technology and farming techniques. Small farmer and ranchers with a quality product have limited resources for distribution, and co-ops make this less of an issue. They give smaller ranchers similar opportunities to sell their products at competitive prices. They provide a variety of marketing outlets and limit waste of product that would, before co-ops, possibly gone unutilized. For example, if a company needs a large supply of potatoes, they can go to the co-op. The co-op can pull together a large number of small to large farmers together to fill the order. Co-ops help farmers fill the needs locally and internationally, reducing waste of products while keeping the income and workforce local. In the words of the World's Food Program, in short, the poor are hungry, and their hunger traps them in poverty. Hunger is not a standalone problem, nor is it the problem of farmers and ranchers alone to remedy. Cooperatives are providing opportunities for farmers and their employees. How can the government, local communities, and citizens help in their endeavor to feed the world? Joanne Tasker wrote in her 2014 article in Farmers Weekly that the president of the world's farmers organization, Mr. Kendall, said, "A strong and viable agricultural sector is vital to guarantee a stable and resilient future food supply for a growing world population." Agriculture, climate, food security, and poverty reduction are inextricably linked as well. FAO of the United Nations states that agricultural cooperatives already enriching millions of small-scale farmers could expand and make an even greater contribution against poverty and hunger if they were given the right support by governments, civil society, and academia. The Food and Agriculture Organization chief urged governments to do their part and create conditions that allow producer organizations and cooperatives to thrive. For a relatively small investment from local communities and community members, cooperatives can stimulate economic growth by providing social support like education and healthcare. Hunger hinges on two things: poverty and society's lack of job opportunities. The old saying goes, "Give a man a fish and he can eat for a day. Teach the man to fish and he will eat for a lifetime." Farmers, with the help of cooperatives, not only help feed the world, but agriculture-based businesses also provide multiple employment opportunities as well. Cooperatives are a major factor in employment by providing over 100 million jobs and having more than 1 billion members worldwide, and are a major factor in employment in rural areas where poverty is great and employment opportunities small. Farmers and ranchers are doing their part, but what can I do? When I typed into Google, "What can I do to help hunger?" about 111 million results are listed. I only needed to click on one website and it listed 10 things you can do to fight world hunger. Here are a few points everyone can do to take action today. First, start or contribute to a food drive in your local community. 2, ask your representatives to demand that more foreign food aid be in the form of cash and training for jobs or a trade rather than food. 3, conserve energy. If we conserve energy locally, it will have a dramatic effect on the demand for fuel, which affects trade costs. 4, support demand for renewable energy and biofuels. This will provide greater opportunities if we can raise or produce our own. We will not be dependent on others. 5, support local agriculture projects, buy products from farmers markets, support local entrepreneurs, and sustainable agriculture here at home. And 6, become educated and help to educate others. Hunger isn't just about lack of food, but a lack of job opportunities, loss of land, political instability, and lack of renewable resources. Help save a life from hunger and poverty by engaging in cooperatives where people come together. Hunger is not a standalone problem with standalone solutions. 2 words for the future: come together. These 2 words are a major factor in survival. How is coming together a factor in survival? We all help each other and give each other new ideas to improve the world. For example, it took more than one scientist to discover atoms. Dalton came up with a theory, later Crick tested Dalton's theory, and then Thomson tested Crick's theory. They all had an idea, and once they put all of their ideas together, amazing discoveries and results happened. It's the same about life and solving the hunger problem. Farmers are producing foods, creating co-ops to distribute food. Citizens become educated and employed. Communities support the co-op, and policymakers stand behind policies for a better tomorrow. One job, $1, one crop, one choice can help one life and many more.